Hey guys, it's Torx here with a guide video on how to find and fight your step-sisses. And this guide is going to be a step-by-step how to go about it as if you knew absolutely nothing. This is the first Warframe guide that I have made, so if you have questions or I could be better, please let me know. If you like it, I'd appreciate a like on the video. It helps so much, and maybe, just maybe, a little subscribe to wet my willy. If you do like the video, also don't forget, run from stepsis. She always wants more than what you can give her. Alright, now on to why we do this. Alright, first let's talk about why you would want to farm the Tenet weapons. We can keep this plain and simple. They're just better variants of the guns with more damage and some other cool shit. Trust me, it's worth going after them. You can also level them up to 40, which allows you for more modding and damage. Or you can just sell them for platinum on the Warframe market. Some can go from 40 plat all the way up to a few hundred plat. But this video isn't about the Tenet weapons, it's about how to get them. So let's jump right into that. First step is to make sure that we have all of the requirements needed to start farming them. The main quest requirements are the War Within and the Call of the Tempestari. Now there is one other one as well. You want to make sure you do the Deadlock Protocol, and we'll get to why in just a second. But that's it. That's the only requirements to start farming. The next important thing is the equipment that you need. As far as the Warframe and your primary and secondary, they're very up to you. You know, you can figure it out. I recommend maybe a relatively quick Warframe and somewhat tanky. And for your melee weapon, the Zorus is just about the only mandatory item. So the Zorus is what you get from doing the Deadlock Protocol. And this weapon is going to make farming for the sisters just unbelievably easy. And we'll take a look at why. Before we get to the why and I show some gameplay on it, I did want to at least show you what mods I'm using. I threw a potato on it, and that's really it. I haven't formatted it, and really you don't have to. If you build it like this, it is more than enough to get anything done that you need to do while farming for the sisters. So take a couple minutes, take a look at this and copy it, and then let's get into the gameplay so I can show you why we use the Zorus. Alright, so after you have all of the requirements and the equipment, how do we find the sisters? So you actually have to go to a Corpus ship mission. I just do Archeon because it is relatively easy for me, and with the Zorus you'll see why. It's an exterminate mission, and you control the speed at which you can do it, which is good. But you just have to make sure you go on a Corpus mission, and then you start it up. I recommend going solo as well, just so that other people don't get in the way of what you're trying to do. Alright, so once you land, the first thing that you're going to want to do is just complete the exterminate mission. Again, like I said, it doesn't really matter what Warframe or primary or secondary you use. I just run around with the Zorus and pop everything. So I can just do it with the weapon. It doesn't really matter what else you have. If you want to level things, by all means, start doing that as well. Just make sure you have the Zorus and you are using it with the equipment I have in there, and you'll be good to go. And once you complete the mission, as you'll see here, what you're going to want to do is go and find one of the hands, the golden hands of Lovely. And there's so many hands in there, eventually you're just going to run into one anyways, and as you get close to it, after a few seconds he seems to spawn every time. Just chase him down, eradicate him from the earth, and take his last breath brutally. And once he goes down, he's going to drop you a crown, which is the object you're going to take over to the hand, and then you're going to select the last one, and in we go. Alright, and now we're going to see why we brought the Zorus. So this weapon has an alternative fire after you fling it, where it explodes and pops. And what you do is you throw it at the specters here, and then you pop it, and occasionally what's going to happen is you're going to get a really big pop, bink, and then it's going to kill everything. And Also, it will allow you to get close to the guys stuck in status, and when you big pop, it'll explode them and give you more time. There are 3 levels or rankings on the amount of kills you get that go from 25, 50, and 75 if you're a solo player. The ranking themselves matters based off of the types of drops you get at the end of this specific mission, but even if you just kill 25, you will end up getting your sister. And after the time runs out, it'll pull you out here, and we'll speed up the rest of us so we can see what happens. And voila, we are out. So after we get at least 25 kills, we just kind of have to stand around for a couple seconds, and eventually you're going to start seeing dialogue from Vala down there, and then you're going to see another person spawn that has a target on them. You're going to want to chase that person down and find them. After you kill them, as you see here, he's got a weapon above his head. Now you can choose to pass on this and try again in a different weapon, or you can just take this one and this will start your sister fight. Like I said, you don't have to take it. If you don't, you just repeat this mission, and then you can farm for a specific weapon that you are looking for. But then you complete the mission, and at the end of the mission, you will have yourself a nice sister who wants to fuck you. Now, once you have your sister, it's time to track her down because she is stuck somewhere and needs our help, clearly. So first thing we're going to do is find out what planet she is currently hiding at, and as you can see, her pheromones are all over Venus. So we'll go there and track her down, but first, before we go there, we're going to set up our Parazon with some Requiem mods, as well as gather some information of our specific sister. As you can see, it has weaknesses here, and resistances, and immunities, so this will help you fight her as well. Alright, and over here you can see your Requiem mods, and the Requiem attempts are tracked. So what the Requiem attempts are is essentially a game of crack the code. You will have to guess and or figure out what her code is based off of the Requiem mods. Every time you fight her on the planet she's currently at, you are going to attempt to crack the code. If you get the code wrong, it will give you a red X here with this specific Requiem mod in it, letting you know that this is not the answer. And then if you get it right, it will be golden and move on to the next one. If this one is wrong, you will get the red X here, and it'll let you know you do not have the right code again, but at least you found out one of them. Now, to get these Requiem mods, it requires a little bit of farming, and I'll show you how to get those right now. So it's actually in the form of a relic. You can get these Requiem relics from doing Kuva Siphon missions or Kuva Floods. And once you get them, as you can see, the rewards in the uncommon are these Requiem mods. And as you can see, the 3 red dots at the bottom, this is how many times you can use this when tracking your Lich sister. And you need at least one of each, I would say, but if you run out or don't have them, don't worry, you can keep coming back to get the Requiem relics, or you can even buy them for plat on the market. Obviously, leveling up your mods or the relics themselves gives you a better chance of getting these, and then you just run them as if you were doing a regular fissure and get your Requiem mods. Alright, so once we have our selected Requiem mods up here, it's time to start chasing Sis down. So we're going to head back to Venus and look for a mission to do. I recommend doing like capture missions because they are quick. Definitely take yourself off of solo now, by the way. Make sure that you go public. It just makes it easier to find other people to help with these missions. But you want to make sure to do your sister's name, controlled territory, and then you should find a team relatively quickly, and then you try to complete the mission. Alright, so first thing you'll notice as we land is there's a Requiem Murmur up there, and it looks like a red circle with a little bit of white at the corner. Every single one of these missions that you're chasing down your sister, she's going to have 3 hounds in it, and every time you kill a hound, which are very difficult by the way, don't underestimate these things, you will get part of one of your Requiems lit up, so you can figure out the code if you are not guessing well enough. So as you can see, we got some there, we killed the target, and then we're just tracking down looking for these dogs or other people's liches. Other people's sisters can also get you additional identification on the Requiems. Alright, so as you can see, our sister wasn't in that mission, and this capture node is no longer highlighted, which means she wasn't there. Let's look for another mission, specifically, like I said, maybe a exterminate or another capture. So here's an exterminate. We're going to go back in, and we're going to see if we can find our sister here. Alright, so as you can see, our sister wasn't in there, but we did unlock one of the pieces of the code, which was Netra. So now we know that Netra is in our code. We're just going to throw that at the beginning there and see if we get lucky, and that's part of it, and then we continue farming. Alright, so as you can see, it looks like our sister is in here. So what you're going to want to do is, you see she has 3 health bars, you're going to want to kill her. Definitely don't fall off I didn't fall. I did not fall. And then you're going to want to interact with her, and no, we got it wrong, and she kicks us off her, and now she fucking runs away. Asshole. So that is the fight engagement. She ranks up, she disappears, and now we complete the rest of this mission. Alright, so after fighting her and losing, we now know that the Netra is not in the first spot. We don't know what the first spot is yet, but we know it's not Netra, and we're soon going to get another one unlocked to see what it is. So we're going to adjust our Perizon again to reflect as such. Maybe we'll put Netra in too, and then we go back to hunting. Alright, so as you can see here, we are fighting her, and she will go down, and we have the code correctly. This fight took far too long. I forgot to bring a toxic weapon, which is what her weakness was, but ergo, here she goes down, and then once we finish, we get all 3 of them. Now we are ready to go and fight the boss. Alright, so when going to fight your boss, you have to go to a railjack mission, and she will be stationed somewhere up here. As you can see, Neptune has Sisters of Parvos confrontation. So we're going to confront her. You'll get a team as well for this one. And now it's time to finally go and capture Stepsis. Alright, so after you kill your Lich, you go up and perform the code like you did before, except this time you will have the option to vanquish her or convert her. I chose to convert. And when you convert, what it does is it gives you her weapon and or ethereal, and gives you the ability to sell it in your clan dojo. If you sacrifice her, you get her weapon directly at the end of the mission. So that is it for killing her. Let's go check out back at base. Alright, and then once you get back to your base, if you go to your inbox, there should be a message from your stepsis, and it will have the weapon or the fruits of your guys' work together. Either the weapon, or I got a sigil because I kept mine, but now I can sell the weapon for some platinum, and I can start the process all over again. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and watching my video. If you liked the content, you want to see some more guides, please feel free to message something. If you want to see a specific guide on a weapon, I don't mind trying to do that as well. Let me know what you guys would like. Again, if you made it this far, give me a like and a subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you very much. You guys have a good one, and until next time, don't fuck your stepsis, dude. The sisters.